and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Patra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street, starting from the benchmark index moves to sectoral action and all the stocks that are buzzing the most in trade. We'll also help you understand what is really happening in the entire commodity space. If you look at the kind of stocks that are buzzing today, they're all from metals, mining kind of spaces, many stocks hitting their 52-week high levels, many stocks also hitting their all-time high levels. Following this, we are also seeing a slew of stocks that are moving up in the energy and the power basket as well. So what is really happening there, and is this the beginning of a commodity cycle that you should be ready to tap as a retail investor? That's going to be the focus of this discussion. But first up, let's look at how the benchmark indices and the rest of the markets are doing at this point in time. So flattish trade with slight weakness now being seen on the benchmark index level. The Nifty is now below the 19,800 mark, which it had been sustaining through a large part of the trading session. 0.1% of a fall coming in. Remember, this was a very choppy session right from the word go, and 19,790 kind of levels can be seen on the Nifty right now. Below the surface, when we look at the broader markets, for example, the small caps and the mid cap 100 indices still holding up higher, but they've also come off from the higher point of the day as well. The sectors that are doing well, media stocks of course leading 3% higher, oil and gas index also about 1% up in trade, followed by metal space, a 0.7% of a surge coming in. You also have the auto space that's buzzing now. The FMCG space has pulled up as well, and following it is also the private banks, the Nifty Bank therefore, and the consumer durables and financial services, the sectors that have come into pressure. Remember, right from the morning trade, we were seeing that the IT stocks were under pressure, led by the weakness in TCS and the other bellwether stocks. TCS posted earnings yesterday, and after that, it has been down by about 1.5%. Infosys and HCL Tech, ahead of its earnings, they're lower in trade as well. These are the stocks that were pulling down Nifty IT. Realty index seeing profit booking taking place. Now even PSU banks and the healthcare index has slipped into the red, and therefore you can see some pressure building up on the benchmark index level. When we talk about the top gainers on the Nifty, like I was pointing out, a lot of energy names are in focus right now. Look at Coal India, that's up by almost 1.74% in trade. BPCL, that's up by 1.7% too. Maruti Suzuki from the auto space is pulling up the auto index higher, 1.5% higher for this one. NTPC, Power Grid, both of these stocks are also up in trade. Now when we talk about the FNO space, you do see NMDC as the top gainer, 6% higher over here. And this stock, remember, is again trading at a 52-week high level. GMDC at a record high level again. GAIL is again another stock from the FNO basket that's moving up in trade. We also have NALCO that's moving up as well in the FNO space. On the losing side, when we talk about the Nifty index, again, like I pointed out, it's the IT majors that are declining. Tech Mahindra now, the top loser, 3% down in trade. You also have Apollo Hospitals that's pulling down the healthcare index. Then LTI Mindtree, HCL Technologies, Infosys, TCS. 4 out of the last 5 top losers are from the IT space, and therefore you can see the weakness creeping in. Now Wipro has also slipped into the red. So a lot of stocks from this basket that are declining in trade. But time to welcome our guest to really understand what does he make of the move in the trade today. Nilesh Jain joins in from Centrum Broking. Very welcome to you. Nilesh, and thank you so much for taking the time out. Tell us, what are you looking at when it comes to the markets? First up, your overall take on the Nifty and the Nifty Bank.
Very good afternoon, Sakshi. Well, today we are witnessing some amount of consolidation, and the good part is that Nifty is sustaining well above its 21-day moving average. That is exactly near about 90,760 levels. So on the closing basis, I would be rather watching this level very closely. If Nifty slips and closes below the 19,760, that would be considered as a negative close. However, on the contrary, if Nifty manages to sustain above 19,760, that would be considered as a positive sign, and going forward we might see a further upside move to continue towards 19,850 to 19,900. The chances are very high that Nifty should test the levels of 19,850 to 19,900 going forward. Reason being, in last 5 to 6 consecutive sessions, we have seen decline in the volatility, where currently the India Mix has reached the levels of 10.62, which is very much in the comfort zone for the bulls. On the other hand, if you look at the Bank Nifty, where the maximum pain we have seen now today, although we are witnessing some amount of outperformance compared to the Nifty index, on the back of the buying interest that is coming in the index heavyweight HDFC Bank. So certainly counters like Reliance Industries, HDFC Bank, these are the stocks where we have witnessed a huge amount of corrections. Now these are the stocks where we are witnessing a base formation and a reversal as well. So going forward, we believe that any decline in the large cap space could be a good opportunity to get into on the long side. The broader markets are already outperforming the frontliners. So the sentiment wise looking slightly on a positive side, but any decline, I think that would be a good opportunity to make a fresh entry.
Okay. Let's now get down to understanding the buzzing spaces and the stocks. Mining stocks, let's start off with that first. For example, GMDC, that's at a record high level today of 417 is what it touched. NMDC up about 5.5% today. 52-week high levels have been seeing for this one. Moil is also up by about 12 to 13% in the intraday levels, and that's also hit a 52-week high level. Now, what we do remember is that the cabinet has recently approved the royalty rates for the mining of three critical and strategic minerals, and that is lithium, niobium, and also the rare earth elements as well. That is perhaps somehow leading to this kind of a momentum being built up. And apart from this, a lot of other metal stocks are also in action. I want to understand from you, Nilesh, how are you looking at the current buzz and the move in the metals and the mining space? We rarely discuss this space because, of course, we always know that the commodity space is very cyclical in nature. Right now, do you see any momentum building up that one should chase?
Absolutely, Sakshi, you have rightly pointed out. So this particular commodity space we usually avoid, but in last couple of months, we have seen a lot of traction in the counters like GMDC, NMDC, and MOIL. In fact, all these three counters have outperformed, and we have witnessed a build-up on the long side, a positive structure on the long side. Now, if you look at individual stocks within this space, NMDC is looking very strong on the chart. A couple of sessions back, couple of weeks back, we have witnessed a breakout from an inverse head and shoulder pattern. So this particular pattern is indicating that counter is getting ready to move towards 180 to 190 in the very near term. So that could be the potential for this particular counter. If somebody is already holding the long position, can continue to remain long, keeping trailing stop loss below 150. And for any sort of fresh entry in any of these three counters, I would advise to wait for some meaningful decline because the risk and reward is certainly not favorable at the current level. So out of these three, we are betting on NMDC followed by GMDC. So these are the two counters looking positive on the chart, and any decline would provide a good opportunity to make a fresh entry.
Okay, got that. Apart from the metals and the mining space, let's also discuss, you can also take a pick from the metals basket if you want to. And apart from this, I also wanted to add the power names and the energy names like Coal India, NTPC, Power Grid. They're also moving up again today. Your thoughts on this entire basket?
First we look at the metal space as a whole. So Nifty Metal Index has today surpassed the levels of 6,800, and structure is certainly looking on a positive side from a very short-term point of view. So we are not very much bullish from position point of view, but yes, from trading point of view, long position can be initiated in the metal space. So out of this space, the stocks that we are liking, the first one is Hindalco. So this particular counter from aluminum space where we have witnessed a good build up on the long side, and this particular counter looks positive for 495 to 500 sort of target on the upside. Stop loss can be placed below 470. So this would be the first counter that is looking positive on the chart. Apart from that, JSPL can also be added on declines, keeping stop loss below 675 for the upside target of 720 plus. Now coming back to power and energy related stocks. Now if you look at the Coal India, this particular counter, we have witnessed a strong positive move in last few weeks, and in fact in last two consecutive months we have seen a sharp up move, and a spurt was seen in the previous month as well. So from the levels of 222 it has reached almost the levels of 307. So I would advise again a similar strategy to buy in a staggered manner or wait for a meaningful correction to get into this particular counter. And the upside is very much open for the upside target of 330 to 350 in the near term. So it also has a good dividend yield. So it can be added in the portfolio from a position point of view, keeping stop loss below 290. Another stock that is buzzing is NTPC. And remember, this particular counter has been one of the outperformer within this space in last few months. So this particular counter is also looking positive for the target of 255 to 260 in the near term. Stop loss can be kept below 233.
Okay, got that. So that's as far as the energy basket and the power names are concerned. Nilesh, let me also bring this discussion to the gas space as well. The oil and gas index is also one of the top gainers today. And apart from the big names like ONGC and Oil India, we're also seeing, a lot of names like GAIL buzzing in action at a 52-week high level again today. 5.5% move can be seen for this one. Indraprastha gas is now hovering near 478 odd levels again. 4% of a surge can be seen for this one. Gujarat Gas, Petronet LNG, Mahanagar Gas, these are the other gas names that are in focus. What would you say about these specific stocks? Is there a trade here that you would like to trade?
Absolutely, Sakshi. So overall, this space has been doing good in last few trading sessions, and today we have witnessed a big spurt. So out of all these names that you have highlighted, so we are liking Gas Authority of India Limited. That's GAIL. Today we have witnessed a fresh breakout, and a good volume, price and volume breakout can be seen on a daily time frame chart. So this particular counter looks positive for 135 to 140 in the near term. Stop loss can be placed below 124, can be added at current level and on decline. And apart from that, the other counter that we are liking is IGL, Indraprastha Gas Limited. So this particular counter is on the verge of a breakout from an inverse head and shoulder pattern on the daily time frame as well as on the weekly time frame chart. So the breakout level is placed at 480. If it takes out 480 on the upside, then the momentum is likely to continue towards 500 to 520. So this particular counter we also liking can be bought at current level and on decline as well, keeping stop loss below 465.
Okay, so that's as far as the targets for IGL are also concerned. Any other pocket, Nilesh, that you've identified of late where you are seeing, momentum building up very strong? We are right ahead of the festive season now. From next week, Navratris will start and the peak festive period will start off. Any particular stocks that you would like to highlight for the festive season where you're bullish on?
Well, ahead of the festive season, so I think media space needs to be watched out for. So Sun TV, this particular counter, this has been in an uptrend in last few trading session, and we have witnessed a build up on the long side as well. So today we have witnessed a fresh breakout in this Sun TV counter. The upside seems to be open for 660 to 680 sort of target. Stop loss can be placed below 625. So watch out for this particular counter. Structure looks positive. And apart from that, we have already discussed the counters like Gas Authority and IGL. These are the other counters that we are liking. And from
Okay.
auto space, ahead of the festive season, we believe that the auto sales numbers is going to be good in last 1 or 2 months. So TVS Motor, that is one counter which is constantly hitting all-time high, looks positive on the chart for the upside target of 620, 1620 to 1650. Stop loss can be placed below 1575.
Okay, let me also bring you some stocks that are moving up this hour as well. Very strong moves coming in. MMTC, a PSU stock that's moved up, almost 20% surge can be seen for this one. Of course, in the last 3 months, 119% surge has also been seen. This is a lower ticket price item that we are talking about. Of course, it is high beta, and of course, it's now trading near its 52-week high levels at this point in time again. In the last 13 years, very interestingly, about just 4% trading sessions have seen a gain of an intraday gain of more than 5% for this stock. So definitely a move that one definitely takes notice of when it moves up 20% in a one-day surge as well. Your own thoughts on MMTC? Are you tracking this sudden move that we are seeing?
Absolutely, Sakshi. So this is a low ticket size counter and extremely volatile as well. So in last 5, 6 consecutive months, we have seen a strong up move from the levels of somewhere around 28, 29 in the month of May. It has almost hit the highs of 70 today. So looking at this particular kind of move, I think it is not advisable to get into this particular counter at the elevated level. I would rather wait for some meaningful correction to make a fresh entry. And it is better to stay away in this kind of volatile counter. On the other hand, if somebody is already holding the long position, can continue to remain long. Looking at the momentum, we believe that it may continue towards 75 to 80 as well. So keep a trailing stop loss below 66. The upside may continue and extend towards 75 to 80 in the near term. And positionally, the stock has a potential to move towards 85 to 90 as well. But looking at the spurt in last few months, I won't advise to get into this particular counter at the high level.
Got that. Avoid at this point in time and don't chase the momentum at this current level as well. You know, we're just heading towards the market close, and after the market close, we are looking forward to Infosys and HCL Technologies, reporting their earnings today. TCS has declined after its earnings. The revenue dip and several other points have somehow not cheered the markets. But your own sense of how should one be really looking at Infosys and HCL Technologies now ahead of their earnings? What would you recommend as a trading strategy for these two stocks?
Well, we are not that much bullish on the IT space, looking at the TCS number and the overall looking at the demand pressure that we have seen in last couple of quarters. I think that may continue. So I believe that looking at today's correction, the prices have discounted the negative numbers. Any surprise could trigger a short covering going forward. So the negatives have already priced in today's price action. So, looking at the today's move, I think HCL Technology is approaching towards its support zone. And if somebody is already holding the long position, can keep a stop loss below 1205 and stay put. We may see some surprise on the upside. And any move towards 1250 to 1280 could be a good opportunity to book profits. And as far as Infosys is concerned, a similar sort of action was seen in Infosys as well in today's trading session. So the support is placed at somewhere around 1440. That should be the stop loss for the long position. And on the upside, I would rather wait for a decisive breakout above 1500 to make any sort of fresh entry. As of now, it's an avoid.
As of now, it is an avoid. Okay, got that. Many thanks then, Nilesh, for being with us on the show and discussing the strategies for all the stocks and sectors that we've discussed with you on the show. Getting back on the markets, flattish to negative bias can be seen on the Nifty. We've given up the gains that we were holding on to for the large part of the day, just about 14 minutes away from the day's close. We will see if the markets really do that one extra push to come back above the flat line and close there. But right now, below 19,800 is what you see the Nifty trading at, 12 points lower in trade right now. It's the IT space and the healthcare space putting some added on pressure on the markets that's limiting the upside for now. All right, and we'll wrap up this edition, but what you should get ready is for our special series that's Market Masters, where our market gurus reveal their investment strategies for a winning portfolio. So join us on this coming Monday, that is October 16th, when Vijay Kedia will be with us, the managing editor of Kedia Securities, to get his market insights and in-depth market analysis. You can also send us your queries on this number that's flashing on your screens. If you want to ask something to Vijay Kedia, and we will ask your questions on your behalf, 730-308-0488 is the WhatsApp number where you can send us your queries on.
What looks good to you on the charts?
So I think first stock that we are focusing is Dixon. Very strong buying action since last couple of trading session. It's